5?
5 is the number of the day!
Welcome to the Fan2Fan 5-Minute Fridays, where, for 5 minutes or less, we talk about a topic, a movie, a TV show, anything that we're interested, passionate about for, you guessed it, 5 minutes. My name is Bernie Gonzalez, and along with co-host Pete Charbonneau, we are joined by Fan2Fan All-Star Josh Pruett, and we briefly chat about the 1982 horror slasher sequel, John Carpenter's Halloween 2.
A dark house, a woman alone, a man with a knife. It all began with Halloween, but the night he came home is not over yet. Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance, Halloween 2. A Halloween treat. The trick is to survive. Halloween 2, rated R, under 17.
There's something about that one, it feels a little more dangerous than the first one. There's something about it that's a little more raw. It's a little more unfettered. I like that about it. I've liked it more and more over the years. I love Dick Warlock as the Shape. I love the mask. I actually like the mask better in this movie.
Okay.
So there are some shots in this film, and we've got Rosenthal, who's raw, young guy, doing his best, a lot of pressure on him, but he's got Dean at his side. Dean Cundy's still shooting this thing. I think at the time, and I wouldn't want to presume, apparently Dean chose to do this over Poltergeist at the time.
Interesting.
So he had an offer to go work with Toby on that, and he's like, nah, we're going to help get this thing done. At this point, Dean's fairly established, but he's not phoning this thing in. This movie looks stunning. And there are things about this movie that are even more sophisticated than the original Halloween, for my money. There's just different little bits of experimentation with light and shadow. There's some lovely things going on in this film. I also love the hospital setting. I love the elements of the Halloween night still happening. It also has the best opening 5 seconds of the whole moment where you've got Tommy Lee Wallace, who's doing the editing like he always does for John. So he does a little ADR on the neighbor who comes out to talk to Dr. Loomis, and he goes,
"What's going on out here?"
Call the police. Tell the sheriff I shot him.
Who?
Tell him he's still on the loose.
Is this some kind of joke? I've been trick-or-treated to death tonight.
You don't know what death is.
And you've got this amazing kind of remix version of the original theme by Alan Howarth. So Carpenter was too busy. He didn't have time to even do this. So Howarth is actually building on the scores that they built together in the first film. That pickup from the last moments of Halloween 1, I think is just some of the most exhilarating filmmaking in the history of horror, if not any sequel ever made. It's so goddamn exciting.
Just to throw in a few little things, Josh. This is your list, but we're talking Carpenter. So if there's like a few rungs on like the Henry Ford inspired assembly line of Halloween films, I think this is the part where you know that Carpenter doesn't know what Halloween is going to be, and probably honestly doesn't want it to become that. He wants it to be a singular work, not a brand, not a franchise, but nevertheless decides to honor the sequel by contributing to it as best and as much as he can, right? As much as his heart is in it, by bringing in talent people that he trusts, people that he can work with, but then also at the same time still adding that collapse of time. This is right after the events of the first one. Everything happens within one evening. It's brutal.
The finale is brutal, and the Shape actually getting hurt and the eye bleeding. I literally ordered another T-shirt. I've got 3 T-shirts that are Halloween 2. I'm ridiculous.